Hi, welcome to the explanation for PT21 Game 1. This is a tough grouping game, especially for a Game 1. Sometimes with the older tests, the Game 1s are pretty tough. That's not really something that continues into the present, but you had to be ready for anything back then, I guess. So this Game 21 here, we have a grouping game. It's pretty obvious that we're grouping people into rooms, singles, doubles, or triples. But what you don't know, what's totally undetermined, is how many groups there are. So we'll talk about how to address that. Here, I think it's going to intimidate people, but when you actually get down to the work of doing the game, it turns out to not be that hard. So we have these students, we're putting them into dormitories. We've got fourth years K and L, third years P and R, and second years S, T, and V. They're going either in a single, a double, or a triple. I think we know what that means. You know, a triple has 3 people in it. Pretty easy there. However, fourth years can't be in a triple, so triple is out. And second years can't be in a single, so we have to keep that in mind when we're placing these people in the dorms. There's not too many rules here beyond that. All we've got is that Lee and Robin can't be in a room together, and Kim and Pat have to be in the same room. So when I get those 2 rules, I want to make sure I'm taking full stock of them. We're going to have groups. We don't know how many yet. Those groups will be the rooms, and I already know a lot about one of those rooms, right? Kim and Pat are together. So I put that in. That'll be my first group, right? And since Kim is a fourth year, there's no way anybody else can be in that room. So that turns out to just be a complete room, and it's a double, right? You could label it if you want, but I don't think it's really necessary. We can tell that that's the complete room. I close it off. Nobody else can go in there. And now Lee and Robin have to be in different rooms. They can't be in there with P or K, right? So we now know that there's at least 2 other rooms that are getting made. Lee and Robin here. And the Lee room, Lee is a fourth year as well, so there's no way that can be a triple, right? So there might be somebody in there. We can't close it off yet. But we do know that there's no way 3 people are going in there. If anybody goes in with Lee, it's just in that one space there. And now we only really have S, T, and V left to deal with. Anything else that happens in this game, it's just a matter of where we're putting S, T, and V, right? This has been used, K's been placed, L's been placed, P's been placed, and R's been placed. So the game's pretty simple here. So there's very few possibilities. One option could be to get them all out, you know, just figure out all the places S, T, and V can go in this setup. But I think there's a little too many. It's going to take you longer to draw. Since there's so little left in this game to do, why don't we just leave it at this and kind of be aware of the motions in the game. You know, you could put somebody with L, R, V, or you could leave it blank, right, and have just L in that room. You could put somebody with R, or you could leave it blank and, you know, put STV maybe over here. There's just not many possibilities, so we're going to be able to do the game very quickly from here. Okay, for the first question, number 1, we have to figure out what's a combination of rooms that the 7 students could be assigned to, right? So could we do 2 triples and 1 single? So any answer choice that doesn't have a double, we can just eliminate that right away. So A is gone, B is gone, and we're left only with C, D, and E. How about C? We could have here 3 doubles and 1 single. Okay, so let's get one of S, T, or V in here. S, T, or V. There's no difference between the 3 of them, so we just know that they're in there. And then we could leave this as single, and then have the 2 left of S, T, or V out here in a double. Yeah, it works fine. So this is your right answer. If you want to check and eliminate the rest of them, 2 doubles and 3 singles, that ends up forcing one of these guys into a single. They don't work for various reasons, but C does work, and it's the right answer. Okay, for 2, the room assigned to Robin is a single. So we now cut this off, right? So what could be true here? Well, looking at this, we need to get these guys in, and we know they can't be in a single, right? So somebody's going to have to jump in with L, right? So they're not alone. And then the remaining 2 of S, T, or V are going to go in a double together. So what could be true with that setup? there's exactly one double that has a second year assigned to it? No, we need 2, right? So that gets rid of A. How about Lee is assigned to a single? Yeah, you could do that too. I didn't realize that until now, but you could move this over here and then have L be in a single, and that would work fine, right? So B is the correct answer there. Let's take a quick peek at C and see why they wouldn't work. For C, Sandy, Pat, and one other student are in a triple together. Pat's always in a double, so that's out. How about exactly 3 assigned to singles? Not going to work. We've discussed that. And exactly 2 rooms are doubles? No, whatever you do, whether or not this person is with L or R, that's going to make a double, right? And then we have another double over here, 3 total. Okay, what must be true? Lee's assigned to a single. No, we just saw that that doesn't have to be true. We have one of STV in here, and then the other 2 out here, L by itself, right? So that doesn't have to be true. How about Pat shares a double with another student? Yeah, has to be true. One of the first things we discussed, so easy answer there. Okay, if Robin's assigned to a triple, what must be true? So we know that we only have S, T, or V left, so, 2 of those 3 are going in here. And then the remainder can't be by themselves, so they're going to have to go in with L. One of S, T, or V. By the way, I keep writing this out. You might be able to just do this work in your brain. Might be easier, leave it in your head. I just remember 2 of these guys, 2 of these second years are over here. One's in with L, right? So what must be true? Scanning for the answers here, I just popped down to C. None of the rooms assigned to the students is a single. Yeah, that must be true. Everybody's with somebody else in this setup. Okay, for 5, Terry and Val are assigned to different doubles from each other. You can't split up Terry and Val this way, because then that, if we're going to have those be doubles, that would force S over here in a single, and that doesn't work, right? No singles for second years. So the only way to do it is to split up T or V, have one of them out here. One of them is going to go in with either L or R, and then S is going to go out here with T or V. So then we need something that must be true here. How about one room is a single? Yeah, either L or R is going to be a single in this setup. One of them is going to go with T or V, but the other will be left by themselves while the other is in a double. So maybe we'd have T or V with R. That's a double. That leaves L in a single. So A is our answer there. For 6, there's no strategy but to just check these all out. So what could be true? 2 fourth years are assigned to singles. No, that violates this rule. K's fourth year, they're always with P, right? How about the 2 fourth years sharing a double with each other? So that would be K and L in a group. That doesn't work, right? P is always in there with K. If you add L in, it's a triple, and that violates this rule. How about Lee shares a room with a second year student? Yeah, we've seen plenty of examples where this is true, right? How about we just, put S in here, and then we can have T and V in here together, and that works fine. Okay, they're sharing a room. Lee's sharing a room with a second year student. So C is our correct answer there. Okay, so the only thing tricky about that game was really just getting started with your diagramming. Even though the groups aren't labeled, it's okay. Just start making the groups. You know plenty about the contents of the groups themselves, and that allows you to forge ahead and do this. A lot of people get uncomfortable when the groups don't have labels like 1, 2, or 3. This game should give you a little experience with feeling better about just forging ahead and starting to compose those groups. Okay, thanks. See you on the next game.